Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Cities Skylines Campus. I certainly hope you're having a good one wherever you happen to be, whenever you happen to be watching this video. I'm certainly hoping you're having a fantastic day, because everything in Nerdsey is fine. Everything in Nerdsey is perfect and happy and bright and warm, and there's this fiery attitude about all of its citizens. Everyone's just burning with enthusiasm. Everyone's just coming alight, and my forest is on fire. My new park is on fire. The other one just got done burning, man, and this one's on fire. And when I say it's on fire, I mean it's really good. The whole thing is gonna burn. This fire is just gonna spread through the whole thing. I just got done building this. Oh man. Oh, that sucks. At least it'll regenerate itself. It's like, I don't know, it's like the end of an era in Doctor Who. It's gonna regenerate, and then it's sort of all gonna be the same, but it's gonna be a little bit different afterwards. That's what I'm gonna look at this as. Anyway, between episodes, I have been a little bit busy. This area in here has just grown a bit. That is honestly about the only major change. I just decided to keep building all of the stuff in here. It's still very much built on grids, and a few people have been like, hey man, what about the curves and all that stuff that you've been doing in this city? And I do very much want to still have some fun with that, but a lot of the curves are going to come in with the neighborhoods, with the suburbs. A lot of that stuff will come back. Because this area here, the whole point, and I think I showed this in the last episode, but I'll show it again. The whole point is that this is largely housing, and that it's largely going to be like mid-rise buildings, so that next to the offices, there's really a beautiful contrast. You have these big white towers, these skyscrapers, these really imposing things, you know, just reaching up there. And then next to it, you've got the red brick buildings. You've got these green buildings. You've got these glass buildings and peachy kind of buildings, and all the different colors of all of these. And I just think it looks really cool. I think it just brings a little bit of charm into this area. So that's kind of what's going on there. But other than that, that's not the only thing I have been doing. I did add a bunch more of these department style buildings in here because I absolutely love them. We talked about them in the last episode of the Let's Play. We talked about them in the tiered city that we built over the weekend, which if you haven't watched, go check that out. My first Let's build in a couple of years. And I love them. I do. I love these buildings. I'm gonna try and not overuse them too much because they're kind of cheaty, but I absolutely love them to bits. Also, just renaming this real quick to fix the district overlays. Speaking of which, we do have a bunch of new districts as well, so that all of this space has the old town policy. That's essentially what's going on there, as well as the high-rise ban that stops them from getting a little bit too tall. Now, you've probably noticed one of the other changes that I've made. I do want to mention, ignore the death wave going on. The sewage problem, actually, no, we're not going to ignore it. There is a legitimate sewage problem. So, where do we dump out sewage? Is this? Yeah, this is where we dump sewage. Okay. We need to dump more sewage, is what we need to do. So, a little bit of anarchy here. And let's see if I can get these to line up the way I'd like them to, which I guess is going to be... Oh, these pipes would have to be like inside each other. Never mind. I guess I could throw just some sewage there and hope for the best. We can grab that and say, make it the same height as the other one, and then connect it to there. And is that enough to fix the sewage problem? Is it gonna be enough? I really hope it is. I don't want to have to build too many of these. If it would start working, that would be great too. There we go. Did that fix our problem? It barely fixed it. So we're actually going to have to do more for sewage output, which I guess could go over here. So we'll throw some sewage output right about there, and right about there should be fine. We can connect those to the pipes as well. I think this is connected. It is now, so that's nice. That will probably go a long way to helping the sewage issues as well. There we go. So sewage treatment is fine. Garbage collection, on the other hand, not so much. Now, we do have the recycling department that we could use this. It has 0 pollution and 0 noise pollution. It is actually really kind of expensive up front as well. I don't know if I want to use this, because that seems like cheating in like a really big way. Our garbage processing is not very good right now, though. It is actually pretty bad. So what I'll do is throw in a couple more recycling centers and hope that they do some good for us. I have to imagine that's gonna like push garbage process. No, it didn't really push it up by much at all. Okay, that's a worry. We could put in some incineration plants, but I kind of want to try avoiding those completely. So we'll do a bit more recycling there, and I guess we're kind of just gonna hope for the best, to be totally honest. That's kind of what we're gonna have to do here. We're kind of just gonna have to hope for the best and hope that all of my traffic can filter out a little bit. I'm also thinking that we might need to expand this district down a little bit, because looking at it, I do want to make sure that the Old Town policy actually includes that road in there, which is an avenue. It is one of the smaller avenues, and I'm thinking, honestly, probably going to change it. Probably not going to be an avenue. Probably just going to be a plain old one-way road right there. So that'll force all this traffic to either use this road here or that road there. I am tempted to give access back to this road because, as you can see, that road is now a bridge. And that bridge goes nowhere. Because today, what I want to do, I haven't mentioned yet, is I want to build an airport. And I want to build it right around here. Because I think this is sort of the perfect spot for a small, kind of domestic inner city airport. You know, planes just landing across the river from all of these buildings. I think that'll look really cool. And that's what this bridge is going to be for. But turning this bridge into, you know, what it is, turning it into that, you know, connection to the airport has definitely negatively impacted a lot of my traffic flow. So let's see if we can do a little bit of work to fix that. Because I want to say you can go there and there, because they can't merge on that road. You're going to be straight to there. You're going to be there. You're going to be there. And you're going to be straight on. And that should do some things for us, especially if I kind of limit the flow of traffic and kind of force them to merge back here a little bit. That's going to force any traffic going straight on to use a different lane, and I'm hoping that's going to do some good for us. I'm hoping that's going to work out for us. I'm also noticing, I guess you guys can sort of merge there. Can I get you guys to use both lanes there and you to go like that? I'm wondering if that'll do us any favors. Kind of force them, all of them going left are going to use one lane. Anyone going elsewhere is going to use a different lane. We'll see if that works out. Hopefully that helps filter some of the traffic out. And also, I've just noticed these plants. Let me just fix that real quick, because that's not supposed to be there. What are you doing, plants, you silly things? Get out of that. There we go. Oh my god, there is so much there are so many trains as well. Good lord. That's kind of cool. It's nice actually seeing some cargo traffic, despite the fact that it's blocking up my industrial area. That's not quite as nice, to be totally honest. Tell you what I'm also going to do here. I'm thinking that any traffic going left, like basically this junction is going to be like that. If you want to go left, you kind of have to sit in traffic, but if you want to go left here, you also have to sit in traffic. They can merge there, really? Not anymore, they can't. We're not having any of that. Let's have you guys able to go to both lanes there. Let's have you guys able to go to both lanes and you able to go to both lanes. And then you are going to be right turn only. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. I'm really not sure why I'm doing it like this, but we're going to do it like this. I'm going to overdo a little bit of the lane management there, I think. We'll allow them to not merge there, and we're going to hope that some good things come out of what I've just done. I feel like nothing good is going to come out of what I just did there, but maybe long term that will change. We'll find out. Also, you know what? Priority signs, you're going to give way, and on top of that, you guys can enter that junction, because I'm kind of tired of you stopping because of the way the traffic is. So enter that junction as you please. All right, let's get on with this airport, because this right here will either sort itself out or it won't. I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that it won't, because we're having, number one, I think a pretty major death wave, and number two, garbage crisis. So that's nice. Let's just go ahead and see what we can do with the with the airport. So what I'm wanting to do is put a 3-lane one-way road into this space about, I'm gonna say there, and we're gonna run it kind of the entire length of that. And on that, basically, I want to put a regular, oh, it's just not in the right spot. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, that's a bit annoying. We can fix that though. So there is actually where I'm going to want that to be, because I want the runway to pretty much be like right on the key. Is that right? Ooh, I think I can get away with that. I think I can get away. Is that? No, that's probably too much as well. Ah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's a little bit much. So there is where we're gonna do this instead. So that spot right there, and that'll be probably perfect for the airport. So run this across to about there. Move you to about there, and yeah, we've got a little bit of a gap between the quay and the runway, but that's fine. We're also gonna move this down to about there. And also, annoyingly, the planes go the wrong way. I'm not actually happy about that in the slightest. I'd really like them to go the other way. But I don't think I can turn that around, so I guess that's fine. Let's just extend the runway a little bit then, because this is a thing that we can do. I've got the good old airport roads mod going here. So we'll extend the runway. It's going to be grid off and up to there, I guess. And then I guess this could be extended like that, or a little bit further if we really wanted it to. I kind of dig it. I do kind of dig it. Let's see if we can maybe, so if that's, I mean, do we want to connect to the end of the runway? Is that a thing we want to do? Can I do this? Like, does that work? I have no idea. I really don't know how airport roads work. I don't know anything about the layouts of runways. That's something that you might be able to tell looking at what I'm doing here. I genuinely have no idea. I don't know how they work. I don't know how they're laid out. I don't know much about I don't know anything about airports really. There are people that play Cities Skylines that are much more well versed in this than me, and I just want to get that out there right now, because I know someone's gonna be like, hey man, what are you doing? You absolute maniac. And you know what? To answer your question in the politest way possible, I have no idea. Just being honest with you. No idea what I'm doing. I'm just thinking it's going to look interesting. That's pretty much my goal with any project in Cities Skylines that, you know, I should do some research on, but I don't do some research on. I just want it to kind of look interesting. So that's the goal for the airport. So hopefully we can achieve that together. And if we can, you know, if speaking of togetherness, if the airport doesn't look good and we're you know, in theory building it together, then technically it's not just my failure. I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna start blaming anybody else for this thing looking anything less than terrible. Or anything more than terrible. I don't know where I'm going with that. The point is, this is probably going to look terrible, and it's going to be entirely my fault. And yeah, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. Let's just go ahead and flatten out a little bit of land here, because this mountain is we definitely don't want it to be like right against our runway. So we'll flatten all of this out. I will smooth all of this again and kind of turn it back into a hill, but I want the space to work with for a second here so I can make this right. I also want to grab those nodes and raise them to that height so everything's nice and level. And I think that looks all right. I do want to do some more with this though, because I did actually go to the workshop and I got airport terminals. I got this kind of airport terminal actually, which I can stick like this and sort of extend things with, which is really exciting. Annoyingly actually has the double light there. I'm wondering, do I have prop it up enabled? I feel like I don't. I'm gonna check my options real quick. Prop line tool, no, I don't think I have prop it up. I do. So control P is what we're looking for. So if I do control P and select U. So building this build. How do I do this? Props, building. Ah, right. So if we were to go in, we can turn off the airport light. And we're going to do that because that'll take out the light completely, which means I can go in and then move this back into that spot. And I can do the same on this. Actually, this one's already done. The light's already gone. And it just looks like one big continuous terminal. A little bit of Z fighting in the middle there, but that's not going to be the end of the world because I actually have an idea for that. The faculty building. I know, weird shout, but it actually really works there. Like, really works there. You got a little bit at the front of the faculty building, still a bit of Z fighting at the front, a little bit of the bottom of it there, but I think that looks kind of interesting. That just adds a little something to the airport, I think, and I really enjoy that. I do have another airport terminal here that I think this one actually like connects out. It actually, you know what? I think we're gonna try and use that one. Hold on. It also has the lights, but we can take those out in just a second. Yeah, I think maybe we use that one instead because it, by the looks of it, oh, it's Z fighting actually with the tarmac there. I'm wondering though, if I was to go in and paint over that, would it still be Z fighting? Yes, it would. Okay. Well, that's annoying. What if I put grass? Yeah, that's not going to fix it. All right, so Z fighting is going to be a thing that we're going to have to deal with by the looks of it. Because I guess that's just the way that be. All right, well, I will figure that out in just a second. Let's just, you know, what is this? That's the smaller terminal. Okay. Let's just go ahead and put the regular, the one that we had in there, because it sort of works. And then in terms of getting this to actually line up, there we go. I could do a bit of that, but I'm not going to bother. I don't really know what's going on with the terrain painting there, but apparently that lines up really nicely, so that's okay. So that's just our big airport terminal, basically. That was a whole lot of rambling, but that's kind of our big airport terminal. Back out here, I'm kind of liking the idea of putting, I believe this is Berlin. This is an air traffic control tower from Berlin, if I remember right. Actually, an air traffic control tower I will be seeing in real life in just a couple of months. But I'm thinking this could go there. Again, just to kind of add to the airport a little bit. You know, it's a one runway airport. It's nothing major. So just a basic little air traffic control tower in the middle, I think looks okay. And I'm thinking I'm going to do more faculty buildings. I want to do one at the end there, one at the end there. And I like that a lot. I think that just makes it a little bit more of an interesting building. And I think that's probably an improvement over what I was going to do with this, which was put in these buildings again, the bus department style buildings, because what we can do with those is something like this, right? We can sort of have them hug the ends of the airport and, you know, be these like weird tower looking things. And I don't mind them too much. I think they look okay. You know, they're not the best looking thing that we could put in the airport for sure. But you know, something like that or whatever. It just, with the shadow on it, it just looks it's too much. I think this for a basic airport terminal is fine. So let's connect this to everything else, I guess. Now what I do want to do with this is keep it relatively simple. So we're going to have this loop back in itself. That's going to be one thing that it does. And I think we're just going to have it be, so what distance is this? 4. So can I do like a little 2x2 curve here? So something kind of like that. I think that'll be okay. It would be interesting to do like a little roundabout in there, actually. That'd be kind of cool. So you can like, I don't know why you would ever need a roundabout there, actually. Thinking about it. There's actually no reason. That wouldn't be cool at all. There's no reason for such a thing. We'll just have it look back in itself. It's fine. Let me do some kind of 45-degree angle thing here. So from that spot to there is 45. And then we want to go something like this, right? So where does that bit of road end? Ooh, what way am I going to do this? How do these connect together, actually? So that's 3. Do I just want to curve this? So something like that. I guess that kind of works, right? So we're going to have that going to 45 because that's where the main road that these two are going to connect to is going to come in. It's going to be a tunnel is what it's going to be. So let me do a different type of road here so I can mark it out easily. So we'll go 10 there, 10 there. We'll go across. And what I want to do is grab this type of road. And I want to go like that. And then I want to turn it into a tunnel. So it's going to go immediately underground there. And then these two sections of road will connect to it. And we'll turn it back into the 3-lane road. And everything should be fine. So like that and like that. And then turn you around. Turn you. No, we don't turn you around, actually. That's actually all going in the right direction. So there we go. So that, to me, seems okay. I do kind of like the idea of doing a toll booth. I'm not going to lie. I think a toll booth here is... I think that'll be a good idea. It actually looks like that might be the perfect distance for it as well. So right there and right there. Do they line up? They do not. Although I think that one was a little bit off anyway. So that one will be there. Okay, so they actually kind of do line up, which I'm surprised by. Can I connect? Eesh, maybe not. Oh, maybe I can't do that. I think this whole structure then it needs moved, doesn't it? Just by like the tiniest little bit, but it needs moved. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so I ditched the idea of toll booths. They just weren't really going to work. There were a few ways I could have done it, but I decided to just not, basically. But I do have an idea for out here. I do want to do some legit helipads if I can, because we don't actually have any legit helipads right now. So my thinking is this right here, the medical helicopter depot, would actually fit along here really nicely. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But before I do that, I just want to redo the road because I did have to use move it a fair bit to try and get a lot of this stuff in here, specifically that road over there. So, well, we're basically going to have to figure out exactly where this road is supposed to be, and it's looking like right about there is going to be the ideal spot. So we'll go 15 units. The medical depot, unfortunately, not going to fit right there. So road guidelines back on. We'll go down to here. We'll go 15 units and then perfectly right there for the medical depot. And again, I think that'll be okay. It's a little close to the runway, but I think I can make that work. And then here, I'm basically going to try and do just the best little curve that I can do. It's going to be an 8x7. And that looks all right. I mean, it's not exactly perfect. This whole entranceway here is an absolute mess. But I think that's okay. I can also go in and turn off the traffic lights because there's not actually going to be any traffic crossing over each other there. So everything can just keep on keeping on. These junctions can all be entered, which is totally fine by me. And I guess we just need to get this thing up and running. So we're going to need to get power in here. Let's actually use these things for that because they're pretty great. We can throw one, say, there. And we could probably throw one right about there as well just to power all of this. Because that'll, you know, like I said, it'll get it up and running, which is all I can really ask for right now. We can run some pipes through here because I'm not going to forget this time. I'm 110% not forgetting to do pipes. We'll run them across the river and into about there. So all of this is going to have water, right? There we go. So this all has water. This is technically accessible. This is technically something that can be used now, which is kind of exciting. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I'm also actually kind of curious to try something else real quick because I'm curious about the type of bridge that comes from this this road. If I go to bridge, apparently just a weird one. Yeah, apparently that is the I guess you know what it probably is. I probably don't have the asset enabled for the pillars for that bridge. That's probably the problem. So we're not gonna worry too much about that. Basically, I'm imagining it's probably a ooh. Oh, I forgot how much I enjoy the arches on that. What about you? What do you have for a bridge? Ooh, you were interesting as well. Look how cool that bridge looks. Look at that. Like, it's all grimy and stuff, but I've never seen that before. Legitimately, I've never seen that before. That looks so good. Is that... oh my god, I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, I feel like an idiot for not knowing that was a thing. Let me do... Oh, I guess I need to redo it, don't I? I genuinely didn't know that was a thing. I feel like an idiot for not knowing that. That is such a cool bridge. That was such a cool bridge. I need to find somewhere to use that 100%. Oh man, that's got me excited. That's got me coming up with ideas is what that's got me. Anyway, what I do need to do now is figure out how exactly traffic gets in and out of this area without turning this into a two-way road, which seems like it would be a disaster. Although, I mean, maybe it wouldn't. Maybe having that be a two-way road with like a median on it or something. Let's try it. Let's have some fun. Let's make it a two-way road and let's just cause an absolute disaster of traffic here, because that's what it's all about. So you can cross over there, I guess, and you can give way to all the traffic coming in. That's just not going to cause problems at all. None in the slightest. I'm really I'm really looking forward to actually just seeing the disaster that this is. I'll not lie. I shouldn't be. You know, I always complain about my traffic flow, but I'm kind of genuinely looking forward to seeing what kind of disaster this ends up being. Speaking of disasters, I need buses. I'm gonna need buses out here. So let's do a bus line that goes right up to the end terminal. And where's it gonna come from? So what would be like the key areas in the city? I guess this one can go from in here. So we could go from, let me see, we have a bus there. So let's do a bus there. Right, so we'll have this one go from the station to the airport, because there's not going to be a metro connection out here. We're going to keep this kind of old school. We'll do a bus that goes from the start of the airport to... There's not really any point in going out here, but I kind of want more buses out here, so I'm gonna. So we're going to have that go to there, I guess, and that will be a bit more traffic for the airport. And then in the middle, well, you know what? We're not going to do anything in the middle right now. Is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna bother with the middle because we're just gonna see what happens with the buses that we have, I guess. There's also absolutely no need for this many lanes on all of this, but again, kind of excited to see what happens. Also kind of excited to see a plane come into land for the first time. That'll be kind of cool. I guess while we wait, what we can do is smooth a bunch of this out and start turning it into a you know, an actually like secured airport, because right now it's anything but that. So if we go in and take out the trees for this area, which is 100% something I want to do. I feel like I'm saying which is 100%. I feel like I've said that way too many times already this episode. I'm gonna try to 100% not say it again, because I get the feeling that I've said it way too much. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, let's get these fences in. I'm thinking I want to go for, let me see here. I'm thinking chain link security. Actually, you know what? Just regular chain link might not be the bad idea. Or the wrought iron fence. Let's just do chain link standard fence. Let's not go too crazy with this, because I don't think we need to. And we can go from here. Cannot build on water. Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? We're not building on water, but okay. So like that and like that, right? And that looks all right by me. So this needs to go up to here, and then somehow... Oh, I can go across here. Okay, so we can actually go across here, even though I imagine having a fence right there would be a danger to the wing of a plane. Bit awkward, that, isn't it? A little bit awkward. Probably, yeah, that is probably awkwardly close to the runway, but we'll make it work, I'm sure. Oh boy. Yeah, that might, you remember when I said I don't know what I'm doing? That's like an example of that, I guess, is what that is. That is nothing more than an example of me not knowing what I'm doing. Now let's see, does this line up? I think it does not. Okay. we need to move this bit of fence forward, I guess, to about there, I think. And then it'll line up. At least I really hope it lines up, because I kind of need it to. Cannot build on water. Nice. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that took a lot longer than it was supposed to. I may have spent a little bit just going around and making sure everything was where I wanted it to be. We have a sign, which is nice. We have like this little sort of booth area gate thing that's gonna stop people from getting in here. I mean, it's not gonna stop them from getting in there, but we can imagine it would close down if someone tried to go in there who wasn't supposed to go there. It would stop them from going in, right? That's kind of the idea there. We have way too many buses. That's one thing right off the bat. We do actually have people that are getting on the buses. Oh my god, there's... What the... What? There's actually... Oh, have we got a... Wait, you're going to the gazebo... What? How do we have that many tourists already? What is this? Where are you all going? Like, what was that line again? That was the purple line. That purple line went over here, I think? To the front of this thing? It did, didn't it? Yeah. And then there's a lot of people actually wanting to go to the airport as well. Oh my god, this thing's actually working. Okay, I didn't think that would be a thing at all, honestly. Did not think for a second the airport would actually work out, but apparently it is. That's nice. I'm genuinely quite surprised, but oh my god, there's two planes landing at once. Oh my, is that a... So we've got Maple Air, which I guess is an add-on, and then we've got this one, which is a regular Cities Skylines jet plane. Probably shouldn't both be landing at the same time, to be honest. But there we go. I think I probably also want to go into vehicle options and go to plane and maybe turn off the jet plane. I don't think we want it landing. We have a bunch of like realistic style planes. I'm totally fine with those. I don't think we want the regular jet planes landing at all. And oh my god, there are so many. There's so many tourists, and also there's parking lots in front of this building, aren't there? Yeah, there are. There's parking lots in front of the faculty buildings. I didn't think about that because there's cars currently parked in my airport. I totally forgot about that. I might need to look into that in a second. Okay. We might also need to look into some other things here. I want to do a thing. I want to go to that faculty building there and sort of do a road like that. And I want to do a road like that as well. And then there. And then there. Because what I want to do is turn these sections into 4-lane roads. And then take these out again. Because then there's sort of like a dedicated bus lane, right? So traffic can sort of do this with those dedicated spaces. So those 2 lanes, and then there, and then there, and then it can merge in the middle. And I'm curious to see if that does anything for us, because what I could really do is go to vehicle restrictions, select this, and say that buses can only go in that inside lane. You know, regular traffic doesn't. But I'm hoping I don't need to do that. I'm also really liking the idea of going in here with some taxi stands, because those could be kind of fun. So if we were to do one right there, we can actually get pretty symmetrical with these, which I think will be kind of cool. So we can do this sort of thing in front of the airport. I think we'll take out these middle ones, because what I can then do is go in with a path and turn on grid snapping. And let's use, I don't know, what is this? The liberal arts path, the trade school path. I guess there's not much difference in them. That's got one type of light, I guess, and then the liberal arts one has a different type of light, and then the university has a different type of light. Okay, so that's actually all the difference that there is there. In which case, let's just use the regular path and actually just place it inside of the taxi stands so that the lights are already on the concrete there. And that means people can actually cross over and I guess go wait on a taxi, which I think that's pretty cool. I actually really like that. Okay, so they can cross over and do that. I want to put more stuff in here though. So I want these curb networks. We're going to do this sort of thing. And then I guess we could do a bit of painting around this, I would imagine, but I don't know how neatly it's going to work. Actually, not bad, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of perfect. Okay, so we could put some bushes in there. We could put some, like, shrubs and stuff in there. Let's see if we can do, not that, for sure. But let's see if we could do, like, a little olive tree right there. I think that's okay. It's not too tall. And then we could maybe fill this with purple. And then a little bit of orange/yellow. And then maybe a little bit of white underneath it. I think that looks nice. Oh, that absolutely does the job. Okay. Okay, we're getting into some detailing here. I like it. I like it a lot. I actually really like how the taxi stands look as well. I think they look fantastic. So I'm gonna do a few more of those because there's something about that looks very, it just looks right for an airport to me. You know what I mean? Having the taxi stands out front, because they kind of look like bus stops as well. They don't just look like taxi stands, at least in my opinion. They look like bus shelters. And I mean, they're not. We're not using them for that, but they kind of look that way. And I'm also wondering, now that I think about it, what would they look like? Oh, you can't even see them in the airport. I was going to say, what would it look like if we placed them in the airport structure, but you just, there's nothing to see there. And also, looking at this, we might actually need to get a, oh, what are you all doing? We might actually need to get a metro line out here. Let me do some lane management real quick. We need to stop civilians from using that inside lane, I think. So, just like that. Everyone else can use it, except civilians. Civilians have to go elsewhere. That way buses will be limited to that inside lane. It'd be nice if I could say that these purple buses would go, you know, to a different lane. Maybe they will. I need to keep an eye out for the purple buses, I think. But first, let me just, you know, in the meantime, go and grab this. I want to copy it. And I want to put it, I think that's roughly the middle between those. So that'll be fine. I didn't actually grab the trees, but that's all right. Actually, no, that's not all right. Let me delete that. Let me do the paths first so that I can actually see where they are. So the path goes there, and then a path goes there. And then on this side we go down, and on this side we go up. And then we need to grab the trees in here as well. So grab all of that, move it over to right about, I want to say there. And on this side, it's going to be right about, I want to say there. And then just go in, take out the concrete. And I think, ooh, it might be a little bit weird, but I think we can do this. Just take out the concrete really carefully. Take out the concrete really carefully on this side as well. And I genuinely really like that. Now, I am noticing that the purple buses are not doing what I hope they would do. So I wonder if I was to say that buses from this lane could only go there? No, that would be silly. Never mind. We've sort of got this flowing a little bit better. Just ever so slightly a little bit better, so we'll kind of allow that. And you know, the more I look at this, the more I realize, and it has just hit me, I could have got a metro right in the middle there perfectly. Oh, let's do it. What the hell? Let's get a metro in here. I love the look of that decorative part, but a metro just makes so much sense. So, right there. We're doing a metro. We could do some decorative stuff around it as well if we really wanted to. We'll throw in, you know, a curb there, a curb there. We can paint underneath those. We can put some olive trees on those if we really want to. But a metro just makes sense. It really does. You know, it is a little domestic airport. It's not a big one, but with the amount of people, a metro just makes sense. So let's figure this out. Where is it going to connect to? I'm thinking it's going to be I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a shuttle. I really actually wish I had the metro overhaul mod right now because I could put it like underneath the bridge. That would look kind of neat. You know, have like the train line underneath the bridge. That would look really cool. I'm also realizing that running a metro underneath this district, actually I could just connect it to that district, couldn't I? Okay, let's do that then. We'll just run it out here. We're not going to run it into that neighborhood, but we'll just run it sort of out here. A bit like this. We'll do a curve. Why not? Might as well have some fun with it. A bit of a curve there. Run this, I guess just straight out, you know, under everything, right? I guess that's going to be the way to do it. So out like this, out like this. Just keep it going. We'll try and curve it over here. Get a nice 40 by 40 curve. It'll come in nicely underneath there, which I like. And then we're just going to do a sharp angle because I'm lazy. So that totally works. That's a good connection. Where do I want this to go to? You know, I'm going to have it go there. That's going to be one stop it makes. And then it is just going to go into here, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. But I'm also thinking it's going to go out to here because why not? We can bring it back. We can have it go... We're going to have it go to there as well because why not? And then we're going to have it go to there. So let's see how many people start using the metro here because that's going to be kind of nuts. Also going to turn on traffic lights for all of these crossings because if I don't, I sense that'll very quickly become a disaster. But let's see, how many of you are going to... Wow, actually not many of you. I'm assuming the AI pathfinding hasn't gone, hey, there's a metro line there. At least not yet. But fair enough, that's not so bad. Let's, I guess, figure out what else we can put alongside this because I do have other airport buildings. I have airport hangars somewhere. So if I search for hangar, or maybe I don't, okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's hangar, not hanger. Okay. These are huge. These are actually these are actually enormous. Wow, those are so those are so much bigger than I thought they were. I mean, it makes sense, but oh my god. Right. I need to figure out how, I mean, it would look cool over there, I think, but I need to figure out how to do that. I guess I could put one over here as well. Wow, this hangar is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. That is nuts. Okay. Let me figure out how I can place a hangar in here. I think we're going to do industrial roads. I think we're going to go through here. And I'm really tempted to go right up to the taxiway. But I don't know how good of an idea that is. Let's just test this out for a second and see if I can get a hangar into that space. So I totally can. And that's actually perfect. Like right in that corner. That is exactly where I'd want it to be. So the hangar can sort of go there. I guess the road could be changed a little bit. So the road doesn't have to come in that far. The road can actually sort of cut in front of the hangar, I want to say, and kind of go like that. And then I guess what I could do is taxiway in front of that? Question mark? If it's not obvious, I'm really just kind of winging this. I'm having fun with it, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, I think we'll do some taxiway in front of that in just a second. I want to fix this fence first because it's bugging me more. So take that out. We could do, I guess we'll do barrier again. So we'll do this kind of thing with a sort of barrier that can fold down there and a barrier that can come down about there. We can do a booth on either side. So it's going to be the whole toll booth looking thing, which is going to be, I guess, right about there. It's not going to be directly on the path because if it was, then people will be walking through it. Not that I necessarily want people, you know, walking back here anyway, but it's going to happen. So I might as well make it so they don't walk through things. And I think I'm also going to do a little cheeky thing in the middle of the road here, just so it looks a little bit more serious. So kind of just a standard little barrier down the road there. I don't know why, but this just looks more official to me. Maybe it's because it's sort of a weird kind of rough looking road, and then you've got those in the middle of it. I'm going to need to lower all of those as well, but that's okay. We can just do a little bit of prop line tool here as well, the whole way down this road. And I'm not going to run it. I'll run it about that far, I think. I don't think it needs to go right around, but I think that kind of works for me. So let's go ahead and select all those props and lower every single one of them down onto the road, and then do everything else that we need to do around here to make this look 100%. I think this looks all right. It's not, again, it's not perfect. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I changed this road out to have a median on it because that was the only way I could easily do what I wanted to do. And then in here just has a bunch of these Violet America planes. It's got 4 of them because it's, you know, it's a huge hangar, and it's, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's quite strange seeing 4 planes sat in a hangar, but that's what it is. It's just it's the Violet America hangar, I guess. I actually decided to put 2 more Violet America planes over here with a Maple airplane as well. I guess this is like the main, like, headquarters of that airline, I suppose, is the way we can look at it. I'm also thinking I kind of want to try and get one of those planes out here. Now, if I turn off grid snapping, I can very, very easily get some of this going, right? This seems incredibly unsafe, though. You know what I mean? Like, having this sort of loop around like that, that does not seem like a safe way to do things. That seems a little bit too close to the edge of the water for me, but I mean, I guess that's what we're gonna do. It's close, but it's not, you know, right. I mean, it's close. It's a bit much. It's a bit much for me, but whatever. I'll allow it. I'll make it work. I'm sure it's fine. My whole thinking here is this space out here, I want to put down a bunch of concrete, and I'm thinking I'm going to put a couple of planes out here, because I think, you know, if this is going to be the headquarters of one of these airlines, then maybe they'll have some planes out this way as well, just kind of sat out in the tarmac, not being used right now. I don't really know how realistic that would necessarily be, to have planes just sat out like that. I mean, I know for a fact planes, I mean, when they're not in use overnight, they will just sort of sit on the tarmac and then be sort of de-iced in the morning if it was cold, etc., etc. So I think a couple of planes out here would look all right. I probably should get some decals for it at some point. Although I guess if I was to search for line, we do have a solid, do I have, what is this? Blimp pathway. I don't think I have, no, I don't. I do have other airlines though, interesting. I don't have yellow lines, but I do have these white lines. And what I could do is make, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna make a thing. I'm gonna make a thing. Let's go like that. Let's go 3 back and 3 back. Let me go 135 for 3. Let me go 135 for 3. Let me grab this, copy it, rotate it around, and I'm gonna put one, I don't know if this is gonna be too big or not, but I'm gonna put one, let's say, there, and you can't really see it. It is kind of elevated a bit, but I think I can make that work. If I can't, then I'm gonna turn it into something else. It'll be a different material, but this is ever so slightly gonna look like the stopping things that planes would use. I know it's not perfect, but it's gonna slightly be there. So if I was to grab those 2 nodes there and just lower those down to ground level, which that pretty much is, this side's pretty much ground level as well. I can grab one of these and I can sort of just set it in there. And again, I know that's not perfect. I know that's not exactly right for the way, like, the plane sort of I can't remember what they're called, but I know it's not perfect, but I think it just about does the job. It kind of just makes the area look a little bit interesting. I know 2 planes probably wouldn't be that close together back to back either, but I mean, what can I do? I mean, well, I guess I know what I can do. I can grab this and just move it that way a bit. You know, I guess that works. These 2 nodes at the front definitely need to be lowered, though. They are certainly a little bit too high up. At least that one there needs to be lowered as well. There we go. I think that kind of works. It's kind of okay. It's not perfect, but I kind of dig it. There is one last thing I want to do then. There's one last thing I want to do. I want to search for decals because I'm looking for a very specific one. I am looking for the decal that I used, the expressway stain, because what I can do is make it look like more than a fair few planes have been through here. I can make this place look a bit aged, look a bit weathered, and I think that's gonna just sell this whole thing that little bit more. There is a ridiculous number of planes coming and going here. Like, seriously, there are so many of them just constantly landing. I mean, you've got, what, 1 person on board, 150 people on board, 108, 64. It's kind of crazy, the number of people that are coming and going around here. And then every single one of them crosses over to the metro as well, which is just exactly what we wanted. I'm also wanting to check and make sure that the metro is able to... Oh my god, there's so many people. There are so many wanting to go there. What about over here? Is this getting overwhelmed? This is actually not too bad, surprisingly. I guess people can transfer onto different lines and all that stuff. Over here is not so bad either, which is nice. So, the airport, I want to say, thus far is a bit of a success, to be totally honest. It's not quite done. I definitely want to do more with it, but I think this is a pretty solid start. If I'm honest, it definitely needs work. I want to do more with the decals. I think I want to go get some decals that are going to break up the concrete and make it look like poured concrete, like blocks, as it were, the big squares, the way you would see the I think they call it expansion lines in the concrete. I think we definitely need that. I'm thinking we probably need ploppable asphalt as well, or ploppable concrete, just to hide some of the crimes around here. And I definitely need to get more in the way of just everything, because I want to make this look really good. I 100% want to make this look really good, but that'll be a thing for the next episode, I think, because I think that's going to do us for today. I don't want this to just be an entirely creative... I mean, this has been an entirely creative episode, and I'm sorry for that. It wasn't really supposed to be. I'm just kind of in a creative mood with Cities Skylines lately, as evidenced by the tiered city and all that. But I think that looks pretty good. I think next time what we're going to do is... I think between episodes I'll finish this. I'll show you what it looks like next time. And, you know what? We've had the comments on for a few videos recently. Let's turn them on for this one as well. What are we doing in the next episode? What are we doing later this week when we come back to Nerdsey? Are we building the rest of this area? Do you want to see me detail the airport in an episode? Are these creative episodes fine? Because if they are, then I'll do more of these. I'm going to leave that ball in your court. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure as always. Hope it's been as fun for you as it's been for me. I do love a good airport, and I do love this. Look how many people there are. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.